Today we're going to have a look at how transitioning into the new standard template affects your day-to-day life using Terminal 4. And I believe you'll be pleased to find that the answer is not very much. So I've pulled up the old communications website here, which is in a slight variation of the standard template. It'll look pretty familiar. You have your standard Missouri S&T header up here in global navigation, and importantly you have this content area in the middle. And this is traditionally where you do all of your work in Terminal 4, adding body content, sidebar content, etc. to this one area that currently is a fixed width and really rather small, especially when you get onto these larger widescreen monitors like this, where you can see we have a huge amount of unused space on either side. So if we switch over, take note real quick of the content here in the middle, because you'll see that this doesn't actually change when you switch over into the new standard template. The content is still the same, and that holds true across all of your pages. If you had an About Us page before, it's still going to be there, and it's still going to say the same things. So how does this affect your going in and editing things? The answer, not really a whole lot. If we scroll down on our old page and click Terminal 4, you'll see the familiar interface of Direct Edit. I'll just not save. So here we are, and you have your body content item down here. You click Modify and you get the same boxes you're used to. So we could change things there. I'm not going to, since this is actually a live site. You'll find that in the new template, this all works exactly the same. So if you scroll down and click Terminal 4, here we are. The section in the center here where your body content appears is still exactly the same, has the same buttons. We can click Modify. We can modify this however we want. Update that. So your day-to-day life of adding body content items, adding sidebar items, removing them, modifying them, etc. actually doesn't change at all. Even if you are a non-academic department that changes your menus, the process for doing that hasn't actually changed. You'll still find the information in the same place. You still use the same buttons to do all of the same tasks. Now, what is a little bit different is if we were to click in this old template, Add Content to Current Page, you would see that we have two items, Body Content and Sidebar, and you probably don't have this one. No, you can't have it. And then in the new template, if we click this, you'll see that there's a much larger range of content items, and it's a growing list, so we'll be adding more of these as we go. You still have body content, and you still have sidebar. And you can still use these the exact same way that you're used to. So if you're afraid that you're not going to be able to build a new page in this new standard template, don't let that be a thing. You can still go in and use it the exact same way that you're comfortable using the system. However, if you want some additional abilities, this template will provide those. So for example, standard video, a responsive positionable video block for YouTube and Kaltura videos. That's your Blackboard videos. Say that we want to add one of those to the page. That's totally possible. We just click that instead of, say, body content, and it's going to give us an editing window that's quite similar to what we're used to, but has some different fields here. So we'll go ahead and give it a name, since we have to give it a unique name. And then it's going to ask us for a position for where we want our video to show up. So we'll say, let's take 2/3 of the width of the page and go to the right. And captions, if we have a caption, let's do it beneath the video with a dark backdrop. So what you're wondering is, if there are all these new content types, how am I going to learn how to use all of these? And the answer is these things are documented. So if you need help, you'll be able to find the help on these. Here we have a total document about how to embed videos on pages, and it's going to guide you through each of the steps that I just completed there. And if we scroll down, it'll tell you how to retrieve and embed code if you're in Kaltura, if you're in YouTube. So let's go ahead and follow this. It says to click Share and then click Embed, and it'll provide you with an embed code. So here we are. We'll do Angry Birds, the Egg of Darkness. We'll click Share, Embed, and we just copy that code out, paste it in there, and add the video to the page. And there we go. Now there's a video. So you'll notice that it did take 2/3 of the width of the page and to the right, so what are we going to do with this area over here? If you use a body content item, that's really just a rectangle. It just sticks a block on the page and you can put some stuff inside of it. So if you put a body content on, it would just stick it down below the video. So what we're actually going to do is probably the most important new type that's been added: wrapping body content. And this is a content item, has the exact same fields as your body content, but it's going to allow your content to wrap around floating items like videos, slideshows, feature images, etc. It's going to allow it to wrap around those like a newspaper. We'll grab some Lipsum, just paste that in, add that to the page. And there we are. You see we have a header, and then the text will come down and wrap around that video for us. And here's a very nice feature of the wrapping body content, and this goes for the other new body content types as well. If we were to add a second one of these in, you'll see that it provided a little bit more space for us between the final paragraph of the previous one and the new heading, which spacing was always kind of a pain in Terminal 4 before, so hopefully this will alleviate some of that. Let's have a look what happens if we were to delete that heading entirely and update. The template's going to figure out how much space we need, and if we take those boxes away, you'll see that it spaces the next paragraph in your new content item very similarly to a previous paragraph break, so that your content stays more seamless instead of having body content items with massive gaps between them. Let's go ahead and add, we'll do a slideshow. And again, they support the same positioning as the video. In fact, a little bit more, since you have a few more options down here. We'll say that we want this one to go 50% width, and we want it over to the left now. And we can put our captions, actually we're going to overlay those on the image. And then we want forward and back controls. Pager is a little series of dots underneath the image that highlights whenever you have a certain image displayed, so that people can sort of click the dots and skip around the slideshow between images. We want to leave automatic advances on. And so then it asks us to select images. Now I've already uploaded some. Here we are. So we'll just go ahead and select images. You can upload these as well. And naturally, instructions for how to do all that are provided, including some pretty detailed instructions on how to select or upload images. So if I'm going too fast, don't worry about it. We'll just do the 3. If we wanted people to be able to click on these images and go somewhere, we could put a link in here. And if we want captions on the image, we could put those on. I'll leave the captions off the later 2 images so that you can see the difference. And we'll go ahead and click Add. There we are. Now there's a slideshow. Okay. So the same thing goes for this slideshow. We can use wrapping body content to wrap items around it. And you'll see that slideshow image 1 has the caption, and then I didn't place a caption on the others. And we can skip around with the pager. So this makes it really easy for you to add media items that you wouldn't have previously been able to add to your page. Let's go up here and we'll just add a quick wrapping body content so we can move down to the next piece. And there we are. Now the last thing I'll show you is the column content types. Now these are just like body content. They have the same fields, except they allow you to, instead of using tables to arrange your content into columns, they just give you multiple body content editing fields that you can use. And the advantage of this is that if somebody, say, is using their smartphone to view your website, if you used a table to arrange things into columns, that table gets squished down onto their phone, and either they have to zoom in really far or the table itself gets sort of pushed in and all your content gets really, really tall, and you have these tall, narrow columns. So we want to avoid having that happen because it makes it hard to read no matter which way it goes. So using the column content types allow you to define these columns that on a monitor that has plenty of room to display them will display them as columns next to each other. But if someone were to load it up on, say, a smartphone or a tablet that didn't have a lot of screen real estate, then these columns would stack up one on top of the other. So we'll go ahead and just put a paragraph in each of these. And add that to the page. And you can put anything in there that you would normally put in your body content items. So I just put text, but you can put images in there. If you want to get really meta, you could put a table in there, bulleted lists, etc. So as you see, currently there are columns next to each other, but if we were to make this window, say, a little bit smaller here, where there's not really enough room and they're getting kind of squeezed in there, what's going to happen is they're going to go ahead and just stack one on top of the other. And this is something you would see in like a tablet. Now we're getting down into, say, smartphone territory, where there's just not enough room to display that and still keep it all large enough and readable enough. Then if we were to pull back out here, they'll go right back how they were before. And another thing to note is that, say you have this video, that's going to get rather small too, and this content over here is losing space as this video is coming in. So if it gets a little bit too small here, what's going to happen is the video goes ahead and switches to full wide, and it just pushes the content next to it down. This is a real lifesaver when you're trying to look at this on a phone. So those are the new things in Terminal 4, a brief overview of them. In terms of what it actually changes for you going into Terminal 4 and editing things, really not a lot changes, since you still have body content, you still have sidebar content, all the buttons still do the same things, you still log in the same manner, and your content that was there before is still there.